It's March. Welcome to March. Of course, you'll be seeing this in April, but who cares? Nice sunny March the 2nd. I've had some things from the post. Let's see what these are. This is an eBay order by the look of it. Okay, this was prompted by something that Victor Field received in February, which I was unfamiliar with, and I said, "What's it like?" And he said it was rather nice. So let's Georges Delereux's Man Trouble. Georges Delerue is usually good. So this one, can't tell who this come from. Oh dear. Okay, I think this was from. I can't remember now. Anyway, this is we've got Manfredini's game score for Friday the 13th. 2 discs worth of that. There's the new Dmitry Tiomkin New York to Hollywood compilation from Intrada. And there's an old GNP Crescendo, Liz Baxter, Black Sunday and Baron Blood. Yeah. Those should be good. It's Wednesday the 4th. Something vinyl sized, I guess. Can I remember what I bought? Actually, no. It might be a 10-inch album in here, perhaps. No. Okay, right, yeah. Here's something I bought off of eBay based on another one of the online Twitch streams. It's the Gauntlet. I've been investigating Clint Eastwood for a podcast over the last few days, and catching up on some of the scores to his films. So hearing that Jerry Fielding played online was kind of apposite. Let's have a look. Slightly dusty with inner paper sleeve cruft. Oh, there's a hair on there. Big brown hair. I shall swap that out for a better sleeve. But yeah, it looks. Oh, there's another one there. Somebody, previous owner, has been shedding. How nice. But there's no scratches on it, so that's good. Greetings, it's Thursday the 5th. A record and a CD. CD says it's come from World of Books. Okay, oh, that's interesting. The booklet's in upside down and. Okay, it's. Very odd. Okay, well this is based off of something that Eric Woods mentioned, which it's the Wild Things score by George S. Clinton. The only Clinton I'd got before was Austin Powers. They've obviously lost the original jewel case because they've put it in a double CD jewel case, which clearly it isn't a double album, from you can see from the blurb on the back. So that's going to go into a different jewel case, and that can go into the spares for. You don't want to put a single album in a double case, do you? It's very silly. So there's that. And let's have a look what the vinyl one is. It's called fragile tape on it, and the sender has very nicely written "Please don't bend" on the front. If you don't bend, how will you tie your shoelaces? Okay, right. So this was two things. One of which was what I intended to order, and the other of which was filling it out to the point where I could actually. It's like they've got a minimum order value. It's only like a £5 or something, but stuck both in one single plastic cover. We have Dave Grusin's Bobby Deerfield. Which is on Phillips. Again, a bit of paper craft on there, but otherwise looks in good nick. I've just played the Jerry Fielding, the Gauntlet. I've got a couple of pops and crackles on side one, but otherwise fine. And the other disc to fill out the value is Henry Mancini's "What Did You Do in the War, Daddy?", which is very tattered sleeve. Extremely tattered inner sleeve. But again, the disc itself looks in decent nick. Yeah, so I think between the two of them that cost me about £6, something like that. Very good. Update on that Wild Things CD. Have a look at that. That's a massive crack on the disc. The first two or three or four tracks play okay, but the whole back half of that is not going to play with that crack on it. So I've messaged World of Books to say, if you've got another one, please send me a replacement. Otherwise, give me a refund, please. We'll see what happens. It's Friday the 6th. More vinyl. It says it's come by the Royal Mail, but that wasn't a Royal Mail van that dropped it off. It was a plain white van. Are they using external contractors to try and pick up the backlog? I don't know. This might be the yes, it might be the 10-inch album that I was expecting the other day. Yeah. So this is James Stephens' "They Came From Beyond Space" on Buried Treasure Records. This is 10-inch vinyl. There. Oops, that's not going to go back in there happily. Sort that out in a minute. And it comes with a mini poster of the film. And a sampler CD from Buried Treasure. It's some bits and bobs. Yeah. Don't know if that will focus on that. Probably not. Anyway, there we are. And about 15 minutes later, actual postman came past with a CD-sized envelope. So there's efficiency for you. What have we got here? We've got a bit more Clint Eastwood. Yeah, this one's taken a while. This is Changeling. So there we are. That's a very Saraband obvs. Okay, it's Saturday the 7th. Postman's just dropped off 2 things. The final one feels rather heavy. We'll find out in a moment. The CD one is... yeah, more additions to the Clint Eastwood collection is Mystic River. It's got some mucky spots on the back of the disc. That will need a bit of a clean up. Let's get at the booklet. That is unusual. The booklet is matte paper instead of the usual gloss. Not that anybody cares, but yeah, interested in graphic design. It's quite unusual. Let's see if we can tear strip that works 94% of the way along. So that's happening here. Oh, no, this isn't records at all. That's why it was so weighty. This is a replacement pack of inner sleeves. That makes sense. Yeah, because I've used them all up, the ones that I've got. Cool. It's later on Saturday. I just thought I'd mention, I don't normally talk about digital downloads on the grounds that there's nothing to hold up in front of the camera, but early this morning, while it was still Bandcamp Friday as far as the international times were concerned, I ordered 2 downloads. One was Dan Golding's Mars First Logistics. Perhaps I'll edit like a picture of it onto the screen, maybe. And the other was Austin Wintory's Spirit of the Cosmos. It's quite an old thing now. It's like over 20 years old. There will eventually be a CD of that coming as well, but it through Bandcamp it gave me a digital download to listen to as well, which is obviously available immediately, which I'm currently in the middle of listening to. That's rather good. Golding's Mars First Logistics is also good in a different way. Spirit of the Cosmos is very orchestral, or at least orchestral sounding. Mars First Logistics is much more kind of electronica, almost sort of chiptuney in places, but yeah, it was fun. That was fun. I played that through earlier today. It was worth getting. It's Monday the 9th. Let's have a look at these. Right, the people who I bought Wild Things from, was it World of Books? They did not have another copy, so they offered me find something else from our catalogue at roughly the same price, and we'll give you a swap out to that. Which I did, which should be this one. So I picked James Newton Howard's Blood Diamond. So that's my replacement for Wild Things from World of Books. So in the meantime, obviously, I wanted to try and rebuy that from somebody else. CD Music Decades in Stevenage were selling it. It's just a little bit dearer, but so I've got a replacement copy. This time, thankfully, without any scratches on. While I was at it, I had to look to see if they'd got anything else interesting. Les Invités de mon Père, My Father's Guests, by Beatrice Thirier. This will be the second thing I've got by her. And this. Well, this will probably be more FSMCD's orders, I would imagine. It's got that kind of feel to it. Some packing chips. that are all clinging to the bubble wrap with static electricity. Is there a packing slip? Yes, there is. It is an FSM. I bought enough that it needs to be on 2 sheets. So, looks like one of these has probably got a replacement jewel case with it. Maybe the original one's broken. This. Right, this time what we have got is David Newman's Hoffa. Yeah, okay. We've got an MGM compilation, Real Love, Great Romantic Movie Themes. What have we got? Goodbye Again by George Auric. The Misfits, Alex North. 2 for the Seesaw, Andre Previn. Maladies, Andre Previn. I've got 2 out of 3 of those. Live for Life by Francis Lai, which I haven't got. Buonasera Mrs. Campbell by Rizzo Talani. I have got that. Gaily by Andrew Mancini. Haven't got that. The Happy Ending by Michel Legrand. Love is a Funny Thing by Francis Lai. Last Tango in Paris by Gatto Barbieri. So it's like 60%, maybe 2/3 of that is things that I don't have the full score for. Yeah, compilations. We've got Gabriel Yared's Message in a Bottle. We've got Rachel Portman's Pyromaniac's Love Story. We've got Movies Clint Eastwood compilation. We've got Bill Whelan's Dancing at Lunasa. And we've got an FYC of Andrea Morricone's Liberty Heights. So it's this replacement case here, but I'm not sure which one it's a replacement for, because it doesn't appear to be anything wrong with the jewel case for Liberty Heights. This is the only one that is still sealed. Let's take the plastic off of that. Ah. Okay, somehow he knew that the teeth were broken inside. Perhaps he could hear it. There we are. Well, it doesn't need a whole new tray, just a tray would have done. But, in fact, the replacement case, the one bit that it doesn't have is the tray. So it's like, oh well, thanks. Anyway, yeah. So it's a bunch of sort of things going relatively cheap. Cool. Tuesday the 10th, just one more today. Come from Rare Waves apparently. So that is, there's one of a bunch of things that I bought, so I'm sending them separately. It's Daniel Pemberton's King Arthur. Yeah, there's a couple of other things from them on order, but they're obviously not all coming at once. It's now Thursday the 12th. This might be the other half of the Rare Waves order that I'm placed. That half of it came the other day. Yeah, okay. This is a Cliff Idleman. It's Delirious. There is a third item in the Rare Waves order, but that is on pre-order because it's not available yet, I think. So I'll keep you informed as and when that turns up. So this is on Quartet. It's got a yeah, a leaflet of 12 pages with decent amounts of liner notes and photographs in it. Idleman's usually good. It's Monday, the 16th. I've been away. I bought a couple of records in Record Shop in Canterbury. One of which is Quincy Jones's Roots, which I bought as much for the fact that it was a nice coincidence that I bought it on the 14th, which was his birthday. Jones's, that is. He's the headline name on this, but there's also some pieces by Gerald Fried as well. And while I was at it, I also bought Jumping Jack Flash, which is mostly songs, but it's got a couple of tracks of Thomas Newman on the end of it. And while I was away, something was delivered by post. Which was a CD. Ah, it's filling in the gap in my Jerry Goldsmith. It's Police Story, which it's also got a piece from Medical Story, I think. Oh, in a tray of the jewel cases buckled on that. Yeah, Medical Story, sweet. That's that. I also have a package which I'm not sure what I'm expecting here. It's something squishy which looks like clothing. I backed a Kickstarter thing for Hitchhiker's Guide stuff. And that was... Sorry, you probably can't hear me over the crinkling of the paper there. I backed a Hitchhiker's Guide thing. So what we've got is a pack of playing cards. Get into those through the cellophane. Oh, I see. It's got a card sleeve and then the inner foil. Probability Drive, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So it's kind of metallic effect. Obviously the outside has got Don't Panic laser cut into it. Get into the box. Cards have all got a sort of metallic effects background to those. Oh look, the Joker's on Marvin. Yes, and the cards have all got Hitchhiker's related stuff on them. Forward with his towel, so on. Very good. And the other item in the packet is indeed a microfiber towel. It's got the whale and the bowl of petunias on it. Has it got text on the bottom? Yes, HHGG. That's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There we are. That's very nice. Cool. Yes, it's now night time. I had gone to bed, but I checked my eBay account for there was a delivery that was supposed to occur today and hadn't done, and it said delivered, left in your shed. So I got out of bed and came down and opened the shed, and there it was. Why did they not ring the doorbell? I don't know. But there we are. So that was apparently here since about 6:10 this afternoon. And I was in at 6:10 this afternoon. I was home. Oh well. So. Can't break this damn thing open. Struggling. There is a tear strip, but they've sellotaped over it so firmly. There we are. Oh, what the heck? Tear the cardboard. We have another bit of cardboard corrugated inside that with brown parcel tape. And it's more of my recent Clint Eastwood acquisitions, because this one is Jerry Fielding's The Outlaw Josie Wales on vinyl, as you can tell. It's taped down at the top of that. Okay, that's into that. The old Warner Brothers label. That appears to be in very good nick. Very nice. Hello, it's Tuesday the 17th. To something. Whatever this is, it must be in a card sleeve because the envelope is very, very slim. It's right, okay. It's addition to my very slim Goblin collection, which is Profondo Rosso. I'm not sure I knew that was going to come in a card sleeve, but that's from Deep Red. Which is kind of what Profondo Rosso means, isn't it? Let's see where this box has come from. Yeah, not sure. It's an FSM CDs, I think. Oh, okay. We have a couple of monstrous movie music items, which is Project Moonbase by Herschel Burke Gilbert and Open Secret, and Virgin Sacrifice by Sortel and Schefter, and then a GNP Crescendo Lost in Space album, which has got one episode by Salter Stein and Richard LaSalle, and one episode by John Williams, which is the My Friend Mr. Nobody episode. So it's a kind of addition to my John Williams collection. Jolly good. It's Wednesday the 18th, in the middle of playing Outlaw Josie Wales. Postman's delivered a jiffy bag, which has come from Bristol, which means it's a Discogs order from a whole 2 days ago. Yeah, this is an addition to my pre-Golden Age scores collection, which I'm quite enjoying expanding. This was pretty reasonably priced for a 2-disc release, and that's Edmund Meisel's scores for Battleship Potemkin from 1925 and The Holy Mountain from 26. So yeah, it's a 2-disc thing. It's on Eagle. Is there any indication of exactly how long? 54 minutes on disc 1, 58 minutes on disc 2. Yeah, so mid-20s. Very good, that's going to fill out some gaps. It's Thursday the 19th. While I was listening to the Edmund Meisel, which is good scores by the way, Posty just dropped off something vinyl sized, so let's see what that is. Yes. Aha! This is music, but not film music for once. Actual, like, pop music. What are you doing, Williams, you might ask? This is the album Lovebound by the band Accrington Stanley from all the way back in 1993. And you might ask why. And the answer is because I know one of the band members. The band members are listed down there. Richard Barrett on keyboards, basically. Yeah, it's a friend of mine. So used to work with him for 10 years at Macmillan's. I thought I'd get their album. It's the afternoon of Saturday the 21st. Rob Daniels is in the middle of his 24-hour live stream on Twitch for charity. But in the meantime, I've had this parcel delivered, which looks and feels very book-like to me. And it is. It's the second edition of the book which Eric Woods was talking about and waving his copy of the first edition on a recent stream of his, which is the music for the movies by Tony Thomas. Yeah, that's come to me quite quickly. Dedicated to the memory of Miklos Roja, it says. Yeah, so as mentioned, it's like bizarrely not got any reference to John Williams. Golden Days, we've got chapters Herbert Stothart, Victor Young, John Green, Alfred Newman, the Mitteleuropa strain, Dimitri Tiomkin, Franz Waxman, Bronislaw Kappa and Miklos Roja, themes from Vienna Woods, Steiner and Korngold, Price of Excellence, Herman Friedhofer, Raxin, America to the Fore, Antal, Virgil Thompson, Aaron Copeland, Alex North, Elmer Bernstein, George Dunning, Henry Mancini, Leonard Rosenman, Jerry Goldsmith, Lalo Schifrin, and then the caption, more recently, John Scott, David Shire, Bruce Broughton, Basil Polidorus. I mean, all great people, but slightly odd choices, perhaps. But, anywho, is there even... there's no index. Very last page on like third from last paragraph. But what, you may ask, about women composers? In what had formerly been a male-dominated craft, there are now many excellent women composers, including Shirley Walker, Nan Miskin, Rachel Portman and Angela Morley. That's, yeah. Well covered, Tony. Anyway, so I'm sure those shortcomings aside, it will be a good read in addition to the shelf of all the film music books. It's Tuesday the 24th after days of nice hot, well, not hot, but warm, sunny springness, it's gone all cold and grey again. Anyway, Postie's just delivered a thing. World of Books, it says. It won't be a book, it'll be a CD. Yes, it's an addition to the Eric Kunzel Telarc Cincinnati Pops collection. Became aware, I think it was probably from Rob Daniels' stream, that I didn't own the first of the Star Treks ones. I've got the second one. So here's the first one. What's it got? It's got a bunch of John Williams things, Star Wars original trilogy, Superman, Raiders, and Close Encounters and E.T. And then it's also got Alexander Courage's original Star Trek theme. So it's a mostly John Williams disc. But yeah, there we are, Star Treks. Wednesday the 25th. What a weird day. It's now sunny. 5 minutes ago, it was bucketing with hail. There's British Spring for you. Postage a spin again. One LP sized box and one CD sized box. Tear strips that have got no actual strip in them. That's kind of the stupidest thing you've ever seen. Apart from Donald Trump, obviously. Okay, this is something that I'd completely forgotten I'd got on my want list, and then it's like, oh okay, let's order that when I saw someone selling it. The Magic Toy Shop by Bill Connor. I must have heard some of that online and thought it was good at some point. But yeah, that's a TER release, which probably means it would have been. It might have been Varese for the US. I'm not seeing. Well, maybe it's an actual TER original release. I'm not seeing any colour licensed from. Yeah, anyway, there we are. So that was from 1987. What have we got on CD? There's two things in here. Okay. Prompted by things heard online. That's prompted by Rob Daniels' 24-hour Twitch stream for charity. Because I thought some of the tracks played on that were quite fun. And my girlfriend would probably enjoy at least some of that. Disc's a bit mucky, let's hope it plays okay. And the other one was as a result of last week, Dan Golding, the Australian radio presenter, did a rundown of his top 10 Western scores, of which 9 were very expectable things. Big Country, Magnificent Seven, Good, the Bad and the Ugly, How the West Was Won, and so on. So, Tiomkin things and things like that. In the middle of it was one that was not expected, and that's The Proposition. The camera's not picking up. There we go. It's a Nick Cave and Warren Ellis jobby. Wasn't familiar with that. I've got 2 or 3 of theirs, not very many. So I thought, I'll give that a go. It's in a fairly minimal. There's no booklet. Any details you get are on that teeny tiny font on the inside cover of the digipack. There we are. So yeah, that's on Mute Records by the look of it. Yeah. So there we are. Just as an aside, I've noticed that the label number for this Magic Toy Shop is TER 1138. They missed a trick by not putting out some Lalo Schifrin under that number, didn't they? Hey ho. Okay, second addendum. I've now remembered why that was on my want list. And that was because of one of the very earliest film music things that I bought, I think, is this compilation. Classic film scores on the Conifer label, which was a thing back in the very early 90s. This was a 1991 release, and I bought it in May 1992, so that's 36 years ago. And it's a compilation, and it's got some of the kind of obvious things that you might expect. It's got some John Williams, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. It's got some Corn Gold, King's Row, Seahawk, Adventures of Robin Hood. Quite nice. It's got North by Northwest. It's got some Jerry Goldsmith. It's got Big Shot, which is the European name for what Americans know as Hoosiers, but anybody outside the US goes, "What's a Hoosier?" So they retitled the film. It's got some Michael Nyman, Z and Two Noughts, and then and Maurice Jarre, Witness, James Horner, Aliens, things like that. Things like that. They're very varied, but you know what I mean. And then it's got one or two things that are far less well known. It's got Weatherby by Nick Bicat. And that's the only thing by Nick Bicat that I've ever seen anywhere. And track 2 is this thing that's just called Melanie's Theme. And at the time, you kind of go, well, Melanie's Theme from what? It's not the name of a film. Everything else here, it names the film. So I had done a bit of research and discovered that Melanie's Theme which is there by Bill Connor is on the Magic Toy Shop. So it's like that's why I was looking for that, because it was on this thing that I'd had for 35 years, nearly 35 years. Yeah. So I mean, I think Weatherby, the Nick Bicat track, I think there's only like half an album of that available at all. But yeah, that's what that was all about. Further update, it's now evening. I've now played this one. It's okay. The songs are quite nice, but I don't know why Dan Golding would have put that in his top 10 westerns. It wouldn't be in my top 10. So I say, yeah, 3 out of 5. But there's other things that would go way ahead of it, like perhaps some Jerry Goldsmith. Anyway, yeah. So Warren, yeah, I guess I'm just not a huge fan of the drone style, which is obviously what that was part of the first wave of. I think that one. Anyway, there we are. It's Thursday. Just another thought on this one. I played it through twice now. Once just to listen to it, and the second time to get more familiar with it and rip it to digital files. And it strikes me, I don't know, I quite liked it. What struck me was the sort of impressionistic feel of it. There are some rhythmic elements to it, but it's not beat based. That's thinking about how you don't get a lot of that these days. I suppose with most music, film music, being written indoors these days, indoors as opposed to outdoors. You know what I mean? Digital audio workstations. That kind of tendency to want to copy and paste rhythmic sections, and therefore you get that kind of repetitive structure. This, I suppose that, you know, this was 1987, so the late 80s is probably the last period at which most composers were expected to be writing with pen on manuscript paper rather than in a computer, probably. It's just that kind of washes of melody without a clear beat. I quite like, and you don't get a lot of that anymore. Yeah, just random thoughts. It's Friday the 27th. Something's just come from New Jersey. While I'm opening that, I'll say that I've also, it was yesterday night, one of my occasional digital purchases. I bought Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie by Pinar Toprak. I've been playing that digitally. That's pretty good. Anywho, jiffy bag within a jiffy bag from the States. What have I got here? This. Ah, yes. This is another gap to be filled in the otherwise filling up Jerry Goldsmith collection. That is a copy of Vanishing, which does appear to be in pretty good nick. Yep, that's very good. Hurrah! Yeah, I'm down to about 4 or 5 things for Goldsmith that I haven't got now. Yeah. It's Saturday the 28th, just in the world of weird coincidences, only a day or two after I mentioned buying the digital download of Pinar Toprak's Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. Dan Golding in his Saturday morning radio show is playing it. It's like, it's not a new movie, it's 3 years old. What a weird, what's the word, apart from coincidence, synchronicity. Oh well, there we are. It's a little later on Saturday. 2 CD size things have just been delivered. Let's see what those are. Okay, yeah, these both from Rare Waves. I'll get them both out of the packets before I show you what they are. Okay, well that's Tar. Which we know not everybody's the biggest fan of Hilda Guðnadóttir, but I'm going to give that one a go. It's probably going to be more towards the classical end of her output, and if one doesn't like it, there's Mahler and Elgar and Bach and so on in there. And at least it'll be well recorded because it's on Deutsche Grammophon. So it's Kate Blanchett doing a Bruce Forsyth pose by the look of it. Now this one is one of Disney's Legacy Collection releases, and this is like Disneyland theme park music, which I saw going pretty cheap, I think. Yeah, about a £5. Which has got several discs in it, which are a bit of oh, I see, it folds out like that. That's non-intuitive. So we've got 3 discs. Disc 1, Disneyland Park, Disneyland California Adventure Park, and Disneyland Spectaculars. And of course, trying to find out who the composers are. It's all in tiny little script in the books. But yeah, there's going to be lots of interesting. There's some obviously some Alan Menken and things like that. There's Randy Newman, and I think there's some John Williams in here. So Lee Harline. It's so deeply hidden in tiny little font as to who the actual composers are, which is typical of Disney. Sort of trying to minimise the input of this Bruce Broughton. There we go. Star Wars Tours: The Adventures Continue, written by John Williams. There we are. Yeah. So anyway, 3 discs of Disneyland music for about a fiver. Yeah. Sunday. Some quick updates on these two. That mixed opinions on both of them. I've played that all the way through, and this I'm in the middle of disc 2 of 3. This, as expected, the classical stuff, the Marla and the Elgar was good, and the and Hildur Guðnadóttir's music was the expected kind of dullish cello drones. But curiously, while I was breaking off from that to listen to Edith Bowman's afternoon radio show, she played a piece of music that I thought, oh, that's quite good. I've not heard that before. That's nice, and which turned out to be part of Hildur's score to The Bride. So she can write good and fun, interesting music when circumstances require her to. So that might be one to look out for. I think that's on its way from Waxwork, I think. Meanwhile, this, you got a mixture of instrumental kind of orchestral pieces and songs, as you might expect for Disney theme park related stuff. The songs are kind of annoying. Not all of them, but most of them, in the sense that they're either the kind of, oh, gee, shucks, golly, gosh darn it, kind of homespun, folksy Americana cheesiness, which is just, or they've got very, very repetitive lyrics. But the orchestral kind of score type pieces has got some good fun stuff in it. There is Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, longish track, which has got a lot of Thomas Newman in it, which is nice. The John Williams pieces are short and largely just kind of rearrangements of existing Star Wars stuff, so that was kind of like, fine, but nah. There's a short piece by Bruce Broughton, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, which is good. There's Space Mountain piece by Michael Giacchino, which is good. So, yeah, sort of ups and downs to both of those albums. It's Monday morning, carrying on playing this, and I finally got to, I can confirm, this does have Jerry Goldsmith's Soaring on it. It's at the end of disc 2. I kind of hoped it would have this on it when I bought it, but it was a struggle to find it, and it's like, yeah, so it's about 4 3/4 minutes. Soaring, marvellous. So Monday's deliveries, I know what that's going to be, and I know what that's going to be. I'm not sure what that's going to be. We'll find out. So, these are always useless. God damn it! Here we have right an LP and a CD. It was the CD I was after really, but the place had got a minimum order price, so I'll buy something else to go with it. But it was only like £4 or £5 each. That is Kes by John Cameron, which is by all accounts a very short disc, but still, this is the second thing I've got from John Cameron after Psychomania. It was his birthday last week, I think, and this is Marvin and Ty, which is only a couple of quid, and that's Patrick Williams, which is kind of mid-80s, 87, something like that, I think. Anyway, this will be a disc from Music Box. which therefore I think will be Alan Silvestri's Play Dirty, I suspect, and so it is proving to be. That's that. That feels like that's got 2 layers of cellophane on it. Oh, that all very thick cellophane. No, just thick cellophane. Okay, there we are. So that's a La La Land release. Looks like the inlay card hasn't been folded properly. This is what you get with digital printing. They don't have the proper folds on them the way the old litho ones did. Anyway, that's that. So, let us discover what this other box is. Lots of brown paper. It is the massively overpackaged Scream box set. That's all it is in that massive box. Yeah. Okay, well, better overpackaged than under, I suppose. I've got to work out where's the best way to get into that. So that's a various thing that was on offer. They'd got a discount on last one. So Eric Woods has talked about and warned about how bizarre the packaging is on this. So we have an outer sleeve, and then we have a fold out mask. Sorts of bits, all those little bits, inside which are a bunch of card sleeves and a booklet. So there we are, jolly good. Yes, that's just going to be horrendous to try and open and close. But there we are. Jolly good. And now it's Tuesday the 31st, to the end of the month, and another unaccountably large box. I ordered anything that warrants a large box? I don't think I have. Anyway, Cake Slice of Doom, we'll get me into that and find out. Oh, maybe it's more FSMCD's orders, perhaps. It looks like that sort of style, maybe. Yes, it is. Yes. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 4 discs in there. Is that warrant a box that size? Come on, bubble wrap. Right. What do we have here? We have some Robert Folk, which is Arabian Nights, and also Nothing to Lose. These are both sealed. And then unsealed, we have a John Scott Odyssey of the Bellem, as one of very few of those Joss records that I hadn't got yet. Yeah, and a Basil Polidorus, which is Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. The original Crocodile Dundee, was it Peter Best? Had a soundtrack album. And number 2 never had a soundtrack release at all. So 1 and 3 I've got then. So we got, we got 12 tracks of score and then 4 tracks of songs, including Men at Work's Down Under. And that's it for March. Good Lord, an hour! Haven't you got better things to do with your time? Until April, stay fresh, cheese bags.